Previously on Steins Gate. This requires further investigation. Oh god. And now back to the present. After parting ways with Daru at ATF, I head to Yanabayashi Shrine. I need to get exorcised. Oh god. I seriously doubt that the Makise Kusu at ATF was a ghost. Regardless, it's natural to seek an exorcism after such an experience. I'm Japanese. It's in our blood. Yanabayashi Shrine is located on the other side of Kanda River. To find it, enter the first side road after crossing Manasaibayashi Bridge. It's a very small shrine that doesn't fit with the surrounding multi-tenant buildings. Kanda Myojin is the more famous shrine in Akiba, but I deliberately chose this one. The shrine is so small you could easily miss it if you weren't looking. Regardless, I can hear the chirping of cicadas from the few trees growing here. There are two girls standing in front of the main building. One of them is Mayuri. The other is a docile-looking beauty in tradition Miko attire. Urushibara Luka. A stunning example of feminine charm and grace. Lips delicate like cherry blossoms in bloom. It's a trap, dude. It's a trap. The essence of Japanese beauty. The chief priest's son. Yes, you heard it right here, folks. That's a guy. That's a guy. Luka is a guy, not a girl. It's a trap. Don't fall for it. That's right, son. Lovely in every way, but he's a guy. He bows his head. The voice of a girl, the mannerisms of a girl. More feminine than any girl I know. But he's a guy. Taller than Mayuri, yet oh so slender. But he's a guy. Looks stunning in Miko robes. But he's a guy. Holding a bamboo broom, apparently in the middle of cleaning. But he's a guy. It's almost evening, yet still hot as hell outside. But he's a guy. Damn cicadas won't shut up. But he's a guy. He's a friend of mine. I call him Lukaku. We met when I rescued him from some aggressive photographers in Akiba's pedestrian haven. Or heaven. It also happens that Lukaku and Mayuri are classmates. I learned that fact after I had gotten to know him. Lukaku is taken aback by my sharp question. He starts fidgeting with a flushed face and tears in his eyes. Just for all intents and purposes, I'm gonna look up Bladeworks really quick. I mean, this is probably referring to as a store, but it could be referenced because of Fate's Day Night, maybe. Fictional. Fictional. One of several stories in Akibahara that sell replica weapons. Items include Japanese Sengoku period swords, European Middle Age swords, and knight's armor. Okay, I just wanted to look at it because one of the Fate animes is called Unlimited Blade Works, but that's pretty cool. Anyway, it's a fictional place though. But I ignore Mayuri's question. From consuming your soul. Demon Sword Samadare may be an imitation sword, but that is only the form it takes to hide from the world. When one worthy to wield it appears, it unleashes its true power. And it was on sale for only 980 yen, tax included. Kongaloo?
違う、コンガリュウではなくコングルーだ。はい。
Kongu. Lukaku smiles happily as I nod. Such a lovely smile. But he's a guy. Oh man, I love it. I love it, dude. Jeez. Though we do have a master-discipline relationship. Master-disciple relationship, wow. I, Hyoin Kyoma, have gone to great lengths to brainwash, teach Lukaku about the evil conspiracies that rule the world and how to resist them. That stuff about Demon Sword Samadare is part of that training. Looks aside, Lukaku is very obedient and hardworking, plus, he's always eager to learn new things. A master couldn't ask for a better disciple. Though, he does have the weaknesses of not catching on too quickly and being too shy. Kamima must be a Comic-Get convention. Mayuri's hobby is making costumes. She's made at least 30 so far, but it's rare for her to wear one herself. Instead, she seems to get her kicks from seeing other people wear them. And it looks like she's chosen Lukaku as her next target. Naturally, the costume Mayuri is currently raving about is for a female character. Excuse me. Normally, I would understand why a man wouldn't want to dress like a girl, but come on, Lukaku has no problem wearing Miko robes. Why should a cosplay be any different? But whatever. I have business to take care of. That's why I came here instead of Kanda's shrine.
棒に白い紙がふさふさとついていて、神主がわさわさと振るやつだ。
今のオカリンの説明、ゆとりっぽいね。
Quite a shock to hear that from you, Mayuri.
おほぬさですね。でも、お父さん貸してくれるかな。ちょっと聞いてきます。
Lukaku makes a quick bow, then runs off towards his house, which is on the shrine grounds. Meanwhile, Mayuri takes her pocket watch out of her bag to check the time. It's a very old watch, not the sort you'd expect a high school girl to carry. Its name is Pockety. Obviously, that's the name Mayuri gave it, not its brand name or anything. Ever since elementary school, Mayuri has carried Pockety with her everywhere. It's her most important treasure.
じゃあ、マユシーはこれからバイトだから、もう行くね。
そうか、頑張ってこい。バイトが終わったら直接帰るのか。
Mayuri lives in Ikebukuro. She comes to Akiba by train just about every day. It should be obvious since we're childhood friends and all, but I live in Ikebukuro too. Though I've been staying at the lab since summer break began.
というわけで、また明日ね。
I called Mayuri to stop before she trots off.
マユリ、お前はあの時ラジカンで男の悲鳴を聞いたよ。
Mayuri blinks several times and puts her finger to her temple as if in thought. Then she gives her usual smile.
それっていつのこと？
今日の昼だ。
聞いてないかな。
そうか。わかった。だったらいい。
変なオカリン。じゃあね。トゥットゥルー。
Mayuri leaves, this time for good, though she pauses to wave at least a half dozen times before disappearing beyond the archway.
岡部さん、お待たせしました。
Lukaku returns shortly after Mayuri leaves. In his hands is the white zigzaggy thing I asked for.
借りることができました。よかったです。あれ？まゆりちゃんは帰ったんですか？
マユリはどうでもいいから、今すぐお祓いを始めるのだ、ルカ子よ。
はい。僕でいいんでしょうか。そもそも何に対するお祓いを？
Lukaku is flustered. Is he really up to this? I'm begging to doubt. Or begging. I'm beginning to doubt. I should have known better. The instant doubt touches my heart. A terrible chill shoots up my spine. He's playing it off now. I grab my violently shaking wrist. With a serious look on his face, Lukaku grasps the Anusa with both hands as if it were a sword. His stance is impressive. I've taught him well. His face is red and he can barely talk. It looks like he wants to say something but is hesitating. Panicking because he feels awkward? Amateur. This is so intense. Lukaku starts crying. Looks like he's really worried. Reason tells me he's a guy, but his lovely appearance makes me feel guilty, like I made a frail girl cry. But despite the tears welling up in his eyes, it looks like Lukaku's managed to work up his resolve. He raises the Unasa up high, shaking it left and right. Oh boy. The tip of the Unasa touches my upper arm. In an anime, this would be the cue for some dramatic shockwave to occur, but nothing like that happens. The only sound is the chirping of cicadas. I take a deep breath. The trembling in my arm has stopped. Lukaku sighs in relief and blushes. His shy smile really does make him look like a girl. After I get back to the lab, I take the broken TV down to the Brawn Tube workshop for repairs. Daru and Mayuri have already gone home, so I have to carry the TV down the narrow staircase by myself. It's brutal back-breaking work, but I manage. I push the workshop door open with my hips and head inside. The room is dimly lit by the setting sun, but the gloom is offset by the glare from the gigantic CRT in the center of the room. A 42-inch CRT television. It doesn't seem like something you could get in modern Japan. With LCD TVs becoming the new standard, I seriously doubt anyone would want a bulky old CRT. Damn, this guy is buff as fuck! Sitting in front of the huge CRT is an equally huge man reading a sports newspaper. He's the workshop's manager, actually the owner of this whole building, Tenoji Yugo. I call him Mr. Brawn. It's a fitting name for someone who loves Brawn tubes. I barely managed to set the heavy TV on the counter. A muscle-bound bald guy talking about love. It sends shivers down my spine. Uh-oh, we got a mail. Let's check what that is. It's from Mayuri. Or wait, what's this one? Is this already... Okay, that's my reply. This one's the new one. I didn't want any of the other Pharaoh Froggies, but I did want Fatty. But now that I think about it, it wasn't really that cute. Actually, it was kind of weird looking. I wonder why I wanted one so bad. Hey, I just realized Fatty kind of looks like Daru-kun. So we can choose Fatty or Daru. Which should we choose? Fatty or Daru? We should see how the Fatty one resembles Daru-kun, so maybe we should talk about Daru. Just for shits and giggles, because we'll probably, like, say something, you know, pretty offensive that he will never hear about, hopefully. But, let's click on Daru. Just the body, right? No comment on Daru's face. Sending. Alright. We sent that. We can't send Fatty or anything, so that about does it for that phone right there. Let's put that away. Oh, actually, hold on really quick. With the phone, change the various settings on the phone. I think we can get an achievement for actually changing the ringtone. Ringtone for call, ringtone for mail. Alright, well, let's do... Over the Sky. Preview. Okay, what about precaution? Easygoingness. Dun 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 dun. Alright, maybe that. Reunion. Let's just change it to easygoing. Oh wait, there's also beginning a fight. Okay. Okay. Let's do that. Let's change it to beginning of fight right now. Just for right now. You change the setting of the ringtone for male. Okay, I don't think we got an achievement for... Oh, yep, there we go. First sound. Awesome. Can we do it for... Oh, no, that's the same one. Okay. Alright, they're all the same. Okay. Cool, but there we go. We got an achievement. Sweet. Mr. Braun begins investigating the cause of the problem. With nothing better to do, I look around the store. I don't know if it's just the dust happening in the air, but something feels stagnant about this place. There are CRT screens everywhere. The haphazard layout makes them seem like junk, but they are all functional, according to Mr. Braun. He's got a full range of both old and new. Some of them are probably older than me. There are even some flat screens and HD CRTs that came out just before the LCDs took the market. The crowds in Akiba thin quickly at night. All the major electronics stores close around 8 or 9 o'clock. And then, as if the liveliness of the day was simply a lie, the town goes silent. The manager glares at me and takes a photo from his wallet. It is a picture of a young girl, shyly making a peace sign at the camera. One might assume this muscle-bound man to be some kind of pervert, but the girl is actually his daughter. She's about 12 years old now, I think. His love for her is second only to his love for CRTs. Or was it the other way around? I see her in the store every now and again. What was her name again? That's it, Nae. A rare name that means to braid. She pops up the store now and again, so we've interacted with her before. And by we, I mean Mayuri, since she's the only one Nae really gets along with. Nae always hides when she sees me or Daru. I must admit, I'm impressed she can sense my aura of madness at such an early age. Mr. Braun makes a grandiose kissing gesture at his daughter's photo. Once again, shivers down my spine. I've been renting the second floor for about 6 months, but I don't recall ever seeing a customer. I would be surprised if this place were actually making any money. He puts away the photo and goes back to the checking the TV, leaving me with that vague answer. Who's that now? It's definitely not you. In the end, I'm no match for him. Just then, I hear the door open. I look up to see that a girl has entered the store. She's wearing a vintage jacket and tight shorts that highlight her long limbs and athletic figure. I find myself particularly impressed by her well-defined thighs. Suddenly, time stops. It feels like someone activated their world. The power to stop time. One of the Oh, yeah, that's right. The world. Okay. The world. Yes, from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. The girl is still staying... Wow. I cannot read today. The girl is still standing there with her arm in the air. Her smile gradually fades into confusion. What kind of reaction was she hoping for? Seriously. Anyway, is she the person Mr. Braun was expecting? Maybe she's someone he knows personally. Another daughter? Or dare I say, his girlfriend? She finally drops her pose and clears her throat. And just like that, time starts moving again. Oh God. You want an extra 1,000 yen added? The girl looks a little embarrassed. That's honestly surprising. Looks like they're going to have a formal interview. I was going to leave, but since Mr. Braun hasn't kicked me out, I'll stick around a bit longer. The girl's expression is stiff. I guess she's really nervous. Just because of a part-time job interview? In contrast to how she said she wouldn't take no for an answer, she doesn't seem so enthusiastic. Same as me. She shakes her head. That's all it took for him. Finally, Amane Suzuha seems to relax. Then she looks at me. Dude, what is he on? I need to know. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. He just doesn't understand my pain. I'm Okabe Ritro. The girl stands up, places her hand on my shoulder, and looks at me with a serious expression.
君を狙ってるその期間ってのが何なのかはわかんないけど、もし困ってんなら私に相談して。岡部倫太郎、そういうの慣れてるからさ。
は？
Stuff like what?
場合によっては手段を選ばず試つけてやることも可能だし。
ミスター・ブラウン、彼女は採用しない方がいいと思う。
ああ、物騒だな。騒ぎ起こしたらクビにするからな。そもそもその期間なんたらは岡部の創作だから本気にすんな。
創作？
せいぜいそう思ってるがいいさ。
But someday the world will kneel before me. And then Amane Suzuha straight into my eyes. Again. Maybe she has a habit of looking people in the eye.
そういうのが流行ってんだ。勉強になったよ。
Trend? I don't think so.
That's it.
I was at university all morning. As I returned to Akiba, the heat is now becoming unbearable. And we have a message. Let's look at the message. From Lukaku. Are you really okay with the yesterday's exorcism? I feel like a more traditional ceremony would have been better. I'm worried something might happen to you, because my exorcism wasn't strong enough. It bothers me so much. I can't sleep at night. P.S. Because of that, I couldn't do more than 3 practice swings with Samadare. Let's talk about the exorcism or the ceremony. Let's go with the exorcism. It wasn't bad, just a little clumsy. You're a servant of the gods. You need to project dignity and confidence. Work on it. Damn, I just told him how it was. We can go ahead and send that. I guess I can look at the other messages. I don't have to send it straight away. That's what I should probably start doing from now on, because I'm just going straight to the send, you know? So I gotta keep that in mind. I grab an iced coffee at the bakery inside Yodobashi to quench my thirst. While I'm at it, I guess I'll check @channel on my phone. I mostly frequent the occult board, the future technology board, and sometimes the physics board. I search for threads of the mass disappearance phenomena or Makase Kurusu stabbing, but turn up nothing. So were those hallucinations after all? When I peek at the occult board, I find posts in multiple threads from someone claiming to be John Titor. Oh, I remember John Titor. Wait, John Titor is back? John Titor appeared on an American BBS 10 years ago, claiming to be a time traveler. He claimed to have traveled from the year 2036 in order to obtain an old computer, the IBM 5100. His claims started quite a storm among the BBS denizens. Titor also made several accurate, if fragmentary, predictions of future events. The start of the Iraq War and the spread of Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, for example. I'm going to have to look that up. Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, another name for bovine spongiform encephalopathy. Okay. BSE, commonly known as mad cow disease. Okay, that is okay. But only used in the case of human infection. Early year symptoms include memory loss, abnormal movements, personality changes, dementia, and muscle stiffness. In severe cases, the patient may waste away for 1 to 2 years before dying of respiratory paralysis or other complications. To prove he was from the future, he explained the principles behind his time machine and provided pictures of its operation manual. But after about 4 months, he disappeared without ever revealing his identity. At one point, his predictions gained popularity even in Japan. Yes, he certainly did get some things right, but on the other hand, he missed several others. Some of his posts contradicted each other too. That's why, to this day, most people doubt his authenticity as a time traveler. So after 10 years of silence, that same John Titor is now on a Japanese BBS? Ridiculous, it's obviously a troll. First of all, John Titor is American, yet now he's posting on @channel in Japanese. Let's take a look at his post. I don't expect you to believe that I came from the year 2036. I see that everyone would like to know more about my time machine. Time travel technology was developed by CERN. They completed the first time machine in 2034. From Anonymous, Time Traveler LOL, John Titor LOL. From another user, more details on the time machine. From another user, do they sell time machines? How much do they cost? I've got about 100 million yen saved. Can you send me one? CERN has a monopoly on time machines, yet even the most popular nations on Earth can acquire one. To say nothing of private citizens, CERN used their time machine for power. By 2036, the world has become a dystopia. There is no war, no conflict. However, that is a false peace founded on the complete eradication of liberty. What does LOL mean? From Anonymous, why did you come to this time? Was the Akiba satellite crash your doing? Anonymous, wait guys, Titor-san doesn't understand @channel lingo. Let's keep it simple, okay? If you know what I mean. From another anonymous post, get a trip code, asshole. I came here to change my present, in other words, your future. My mission is to destroy CERN's dystopia and restore freedom to the world. This is a wonderful time you're living in. Everyone is free, but you will lose it all in just 20 short years. It is vitally important that you understand that the future has in store. What is a trip code? I might get one if you tell me what it is. From Anonymous, you said only CERN has the time machine. You have a time machine. That must mean you're working for CERN. Therefore, your goal can't be to destroy CERN's dystopia. You're a fraud. From an anonymous post, what's a dystopia? Wow, that person's stupid. From another anonymous post, how can CERN take over the world in just 20 years? Look at the Middle East. You've been reading too much manga if you think you can get those guys to stop killing each other. Another anonymous post, who asked you to change the future? You trying to play God? If they're promising world peace, then I, for one, welcome our new CERN overlords. My time machine is a prototype reverse-engineered from stolen CERN technology compared to their time machine. Its compatibilities are quite limited. In 2036, the world is ruled by a single all-powerful governing body. They control every aspect of our lives, deciding what we will eat, where we will live, and whom we will marry. There is no privacy and no choice. Anybody who dares oppose them is eliminated. There are no traits. From an anonymous post, in movies and stuff, small changes to the past can change or can cause huge changes to the future. You've already changed the present by coming here. What happens if you make unexpected changes to the future? From Curry Gohan, do you even know what CERN is? LOL. Anonymous post, OP is a troll. From another anonymous post, so if we find his dad and kill him, then this time traveler, laugh my ass off, will never be born and we won't have to listen to this bullshit, am I right? From an anonymous post, I want to know if you can meet your past self. Can you have self-fest? Self-cest? Wow. That's, okay. You're talking about the so-called grandfather paradox that has been debunked. This world line has a divergence of 0.571024% compared to the world line I came from. Killing my father would alter divergence, creating a world line where my father is dead. However, it would not erase this world line. I would go on existing. CERN is a particle physics research institution that hasn't changed in 2036. It is possible to meet your past self. The prevailing theory in my time is that nothing would happen. I, however, haven't met my past self. From an anonymous post, if you're really a time traveler, then fucking prove it. Post time machine pics or get the fuck off. Anonymous, the many worlds interpretation. Whoa, slow down, bro. From Curry Gohan, research institution taking over the world. LOL, what? From John Titor, I do not feel the need to prove that I am what I say I am. I am only posting these messages on a whim. My mission comes first. From Anonymous, what are worldliness? Can you meet yourself from another world line? What happens if you do? Anonymous, late reply, a trip code is a way to identify posters. Put hashtag password after your name. From Anonymous, LOL, backpedaling. And then John Titor says, world lines are like an infinite number of rivers flowing in parallel. Along the way, they are constantly branching out into new worldliness. This is called divergence. For example, whether or not you post on this message board has practically no effect on this world line's divergence. But if you were murdered, let's say, then divergence would change. However, it would only change by about 0.00002%, if that. A single human being's death is not terribly significant on a global scale. Wars, disasters, acts of terrorism, and other events that cause widespread death and destruction have a much greater effect on divergence. Thanks for telling me about trip codes. I'll make sure to use this one from now on. I'm starting to get tired, so let's pick up again tomorrow. It's been fun talking to everybody. Looks like they've already made an archive of these threads. Of course, there have been sites dedicated to John Titor for years now. This post closely resembles what the original Titor wrote 10 years ago. I've read one of the books on Titor. That's how I knew. This new John Titor is clearly an imposter. There are many Titor fanatics on @channel. He's not exactly a household name in Japan, but I doubt anyone would fall for this level of trolling. As I continue to read, however, I find the response the opposite of what I expected. Everyone is accepting this time traveler as if this were his first appearance. Nobody has even... Wow. Jeez. Okay. Nobody has even mentioned his appearance 10 years ago. Finding this strange, I try posting a retort, but everyone ignores me. What the hell? You could figure this out if you do a little research, people. There's the original John Titor thread archive in English and plenty of Titor blogs in Japanese. I enter John Titor's name into a search engine. 12 matches. Wait, only 12? Ha. Okay, so 12 of John Titor's search results come up. Kurusu mentioned 11 paradoxes in her presentation, and then obviously there was when Okabe said, what if there was a 12th one? Keep that in mind, okay? Moreover, all 12 are about the current Titor's postings on @channel. I can't find a single trace of the Titor from 10 years ago. Bizarre. This just can't be. I searched for information on Titor a few years ago. Back then, I got tens of thousands of hits. Is this search engine filtered? I try searching on another site just to make sure, but it gives the same result. What is this madness? It feels like I stumbled onto another plane of reality. Could this be another organization conspiracy? These past 2 days, I've been surrounded by nothing but chaos and confusion. I'll call Daru. He'll know about Titor for sure. After all, I've talked to him about Titor before. I only vaguely remember the details of that conversation, but I'm positive the conversation happened. By the time I dig my phone out of my bag, I no longer feel like making the call. Instead, I send him an email on the way back to the lab. He replies with his location. By May Queen, he means May Queen plus Nyan, a maid cafe. Daru's a regular there. Apparently 3D cat maids are his thing too. Maid Cafe, here we go. We're gonna meet a new character. May Queen plus Nyan is only a 3-minute walk from the lab. Coming from Kuramabashi Dori, take a left at Sumakoisaka Crossing and you'll find it. That's where I'm headed now. It's usually busy in Akiba during summer breaks, but now it's even busier because of the Raidekon incident. The area was blocked off yesterday, but it doesn't look like they could keep the main road closed for 2 days straight. I haven't even seen a single police officer today. But the Raidekon building still seems off limits. The entrance shutters are closed shut and sealed with yellow police tape.
謎の人工衛星墜落から一夜明けた秋葉原です。警察による規制は解除され、駅前にはものすごい数の人が集まっています。墜落した人工衛星がどこの国のものなのかについては現在も調査中とのことで、詳しいことがわかるまで撤去ができない状態です。警察の発表によりますと、爆発などの危険は今のところないということですが、秋葉原を訪れた買い物客や地元商店街の関係者からは不安の声が上がっています。
The media has dozens of cameras set up outside of the police line, and there are nearly twice as many onlookers as reporters, enough to fill the entire street with people. Everyone's aiming their phone cameras at the satellite-like object. So many people. Living in Akiba, you get used to the crowds and big events, but a gathering of this size is unusual. I wonder where they'll get rid of that thing. I hope it doesn't explode or anything. They've been letting people back into the area, so I guess there's no danger. Still, considering its unknown origin, I'm surprised there isn't more security. Today, like always, otaku are shopping for doujinshi import games, electronics, or whatever strikes their fancy. Aside from the scene at Raidekon, it's the same as any other day, but I still don't understand what I saw yesterday. I've half accepted that the mass disappearance was just my imagination. Maybe I've become unable to distinguish reality from fantasy, like the media likes to say about teenagers these days. With that thought in mind, I return my gaze to the street. And there in front of me stands a woman holding her phone in front of her face. Ooh, she took a picture. Her phone was clearly pointed at me. I tried to cover my face, but not quickly enough. I turn around just to make sure that she wasn't pointing it at someone behind me, but that doesn't seem to be the case. She's still staring at her phone. Without even glancing at me, she turns around and points her phone at some other pedestrian. Maybe she's just taking photos of everyone at the scene and not just me. But still, I need to have a word with her. The organization is after me, so I can't risk that photo getting out.
Wait.
She doesn't turn around. Is she so engrossed in her photography that she doesn't even notice me? Or did she not catch my magnificent native-level English? She turns back, finally noticing me. And of course, her phone turns with her. She simply ignores my objection, and then she goes back to looking at her phone. If she is, then I may have to take suitable measures. Is she even listening? Wow, she finally speaks, just a whisper, but it's something. She lowers her head slightly in a bow. Or at least I think it's a bow. She's been looking down all this time, so I can't really tell. Her finger, I thought that was being read by the character for a minute. Her fingers dance across her phone's keys with impressive speed, exactly the opposite of her annoyingly slow speech pattern.
風景を撮っていた観光客
Or is she one of the people who came to see the satellite? In that case, why did she take a picture of me? She shakes her head without looking at me.
証明自分が今日どこを歩いたか
変なやつだな
桐生萌か名前
I guess she's introducing herself. That's nice, but I just want her to delete that photo.
聞きたいことがあるいい
それより写真を
都市伝説秋葉原の知らない
An urban legend? What is she talking about? Don't tell me. There is a brilliant but insane mad scientist said to be lurking in Akibahara. And now that brilliant but insane mad scientist is the target of every assassin in the underworld.
俺はこの町に長く居すぎたのかもしれんだがそろそろ潮時が
Akibahara, you weren't such a bad town. I'm glad the...
幻のレトロ PC
レトロ PC
She replies with a nod, or something like a nod.
秋葉原のどこかにあるらしくてそれが
そうか
Nothing about a mad scientist. I'm relieved, but also disappointed. At any rate, this is the first I've heard about a Phantom Retro PC.
幻のレトロ PC というとキュッパチあたりかな
You mean like a 98? A Japanese PC series sold from the mid-1980s to the mid-1990s, it is sold so well that at one point it was called the National Computer. That's the first model that comes to mind. But are 98s really that hard to find? She shakes her head silently, or, wow, slightly, or something like a shake.
いいえこれ
She turns her phone towards me. The screen shows an oddly shaped computer. It's hard to tell since the picture's monochrome, but it looks like some kind of PC. It looks kind of familiar.
IBM 5100
An IBM 5100. An IBM 5100.
タイターが手に入れようとした PC か
Her fingers twitch, I think.
見たことは
ない名前を知ってるぐらいだ
Coincidence? No.
これもシュタインズゲートの選択かもしれん
詳しい人知らない
ダルンならば詳しく知っているかもなそいつは俺のマイフェイバリットライトアームであるスーパーハッカーでな MI6 の中枢にすらハッキングできる実力の持ち主なのだ
MI6. The MI6 part is a slight exaggeration. If that ever did happen, Men in Black would break down our door and take us away. But the super hack part is true. The depth of his computer knowledge is uncanny. Speaking of Daru, I'm supposed to meet him at Maid Queen plus Neon. I don't have time to stand and chat with some crazy lady I don't know.
では俺が行く女よメディアスクラムもほどほどに
You forgot one thing. You still forgot to delete that picture. What are you doing, dude? I try to make a smooth exit, one liner and everything, but she grabs my sleeve before I can disappear into the crowd.
何をする
メルアド教えて
Damn, she wants his phone number. Yeah, buddy.
スーパーハッカーの
I guess she wants to hear Daru's story. It's my fault for mentioning him. Well, I'm meeting up with Daru, so why don't I just take her along? No, wait a second. This could be a devious trap. Maybe she's really a spy sent to kidnap Daru. I'm defenseless without him. My only other ally is Mayuri, whose skills amount to costume design.
断る。今ダルを失うわけにはいかん。
I slip past her and start walking faster. I glance back. She's following me. I pick up the pace, but she's still chasing me.
俺の後ろを歩くな。
Unperturbed, she shows me her phone again. On the screen is the picture of me that she took.
ゲーまだ削除していなかったのか。
教えてくれたら削除する。
この俺を脅すとは。貴様、何者だ。
I attempt to glare her into submission, but her eyes are already lowered. My glare is ineffective.
私は
She hesitates for a second.
アークディライトのバイト。
なんだそれは。
ヘンプロ秋葉原にある。
One of those companies that writes articles for magazines. Is this gloomy lady really fit for that kind of work?
貴様。俺の写真を無断で記事にするつもりだな。
The mad scientist of Akiba, unveiled. I can see the headlines now. That's all the organization will need to turn Akiba into a sea of blood. No, I must avoid that gruesome outcome at all cost. I have no choice.
交換条件に乗ろう。
At any rate, as long as she has that photo, I have no way of knowing how it might be used. I pull up my email address and show it to her. Looking back and forth from my phone to hers, she enters my info with terrifying speed.
そうかな。この女、能力者か。
I dub her power Shining Finger. Her magical thumb types cursed emails at 255 characters per minute. Whoever receives one dies. She's done typing my address. It took all of 5 seconds.
名前は
おーいん今日マッドサイエンティストだ。
どう書くの？
フェニックスの鳳凰に陰、そして凶悪なる真実。フェニックスの鳳凰に陰、そして凶悪なる真実だ。
I repeat my perfect explanation. This is the origin of my true name. Explain the in part of Hyoin would take too long, so I left it out. She enters my name with her head tilted to the side.
こう。
なんだこれはふざけるな。
Hoing Yoma! Yes. She lowers her head a little more, an apologetic bow, I guess.
ならば携帯を貸せ。俺が入力してやる。
She shakes her head, clutching her phone with both hands as if to protect it from me. Like a spoiled child who can't let go of a toy, she shields it from me with all her might. What does she think I'm going to do? Her reaction is a little depressing. Anyway, she's obviously not going to hand her phone over, so I ask for her address instead. I'll send her a blank mail. She told me her name a few minutes ago, but I forgot it already, so I enter her as Shining Finger. What am I doing standing here in the middle of the street? Let's hurry up and send her a blank email. I don't need to type anything, it's just to give her my name. I already put her in my contacts. Just send a blank email to Shining Finger. She frowns while looking at her own phone. And then she glances my way. I can feel those eyes clearly saying, hurry up. But I'm hesitant. I'm not sure if it's a good idea to give her my true name. But regardless of how long I hesitate, I don't think that she'll let me go until I send her the email. She sure is persistent. Looks like I have no choice but to send the email. We exchange a few words and then I get away from her as fast as I can. Oh. I open the door to the Maid Queen plus Neon Maid Cafe, and two familiar cat-ear girls greet me with smiles. One of these is Mayuri. One of them is Mayuri. But here, she's called Mayoshi Nyan. Since she works here, I stop by about twice a month. I guess that would make me a regular customer. Actually, I've never been to any other maid cafe. After bowing again, Mayuri gasped as if she thought of something. Whatever. The other maid who came to greet me, Feliz Nyan, her professional name of course, hits me with her trademark combo attack of cute cat-like gestures. She's Maid Queen plus Nyan's most popular maid. Even though she and Mayuri are about the same age, she looks and acts a bit younger. Dado frequents this cafe because he's got a crush. I'm thinking of ReZero right now. A crush on Ferris. He often reads her public blog while muttering, "Ferris, you're so cute," to himself. He's got it real bad. I feel telling him to choose either 2D or 3D, but he doesn't listen. I keep telling him that. I also have trouble dealing with these cat girls. She always finds a way to best me. Oh. I finally mastered it. Alright, so let's check out this email. From Lukaku. Dad won't teach me how to be a priest. He keeps saying he has 30 years of work left in him, so he doesn't need my help. That doesn't explain why he keeps trying to teach me the ceremonial Miko dance. Though, P.S. I did 10 practice swings with Samudari. Alright, we can use this one, I guess. The ceremonial Miko dance, but according to the legend of Ama no Iwato, that means no! Don't tell me your father intends to open the gates. It's too soon! Sent. Alright, we sent that message. Let's go back. What mentor? Ferris knows my true name. Hyoin Hyoma! I've also told her all about the organization. And now she's more into it than I am. She's always the one to bring up the subject whether we meet. This is the first time that I've heard about the secret technique or whatever it is. Ugh, she's not letting go. I'll take 30 minutes if I play along with her. Oh god. Since when do you have a brother, and what the hell is this spirit conference anyway? Feris looks at me with actual tears in her eyes. I falter, even though I know it's just one of her cutesy acts. Whenever I talk with her, I run out of comebacks, which is really unusual for me. And then she takes the initiative, leaving me with nothing to do but listen to her fantasies. I mean, come on. You can only take it so far. There's a very clear difference between her stories and mine. As anyone can see, I speak nothing but the truth, while Feris has only delusions and a made-up backstory. I always have to play along. That's why I feel like I can never best her.
なんかわからないけど、マユシーもサンクチュアリっていうところに行きたいね。
Great, now look who's joined in. I probably skipped a little bit too fast. That's why the dialogue was still playing when that came up. It's just going to get worse from here. I have to end this conversation now.
来なくていい。この話はもう終わりだ。
今日はずるいにゃ。そうだよ。マユシーもフェリスちゃんもダメなんてね。オカリンは冷たいと思うのです。
フェリスとは誰だ？
フ
フェリスちゃんはフェリスちゃんだよ。ねえ。
Mayuri and Feris look at each other and smile. Is she talking about this Feris? Is that her real name? Have I been mistaken all this time? That's a disturbing thought.
あのね、マユシーは言いにくいからフェリスちゃんって短くしてるんだ。
なんだそういうことか。
なんだか女学院みたいで、それも悪くないにゃ。
Okay then, moving on.
いいからさっさと案内してくれ。俺はいつまでここに立っていればいいんだ。
ごめんなさいにゃ。ご主人様、ご案内。マユシ、ご案内よろしくにゃんにゃ。任せてにゃんにゃん。
If you hadn't noticed, the cat-eared maids here at the May Queen plus Nyan are required to add cat sounds, nyans and nyans, to their words with some frequency. Mayuri takes my hand and leads me inside. Apparently, Mayushi Nanyan is the only one who leads customers by the hand like this. It probably comes naturally to her. She doesn't even realize the effect it has on her customers, and that's why she's second to Feris in popularity at this Maid Cafe. She guides me to Daru's table. The tables are about 60% full. Among Akiba's Maid Cafes, Maid Queen plus Nyan popularity is solid, but not booming. Considering what Feris and the others are wearing, it's more like a cosplay cafe than a maid cafe. Furthermore, the cat ears and Nyanian dialect makes it less accessible to low-level otaku and first-timers. On the other hand, those same cat ears are a topic of heated debate among die-hard Maid Cafe fans. Maids don't have cat ears. Cat ears plus maid equals 2 times moe. These two viewpoints clash. This place is one of the older maid cafes in Akibahara, but it doesn't get much media exposure. Maybe that's what makes it more comfortable than most. At least that's what Daru says. He talks about this stuff so much that it's been burned into my synapses.
ダルくん、オカリンが来たにゃ。
遅すぎでしょマジで。
Daru sits in front of me, but doesn't look my way. He looks upset for some reason.
それで今フェイリスさんと何を話していたか詳しく